I had to make a decision. So, I shut down that entire company, to start up this whole concept with nothing but a couple t-shirts and a couple ideas and, kind of a heavy heart.
What's going on, guys? Time for another episode of Behind the Uniform Special Friends and Family Edition. I want to introduce you to Frankie. Guy runs a company called Soldier Solutions, and the reason I invited him on today is because, well, I've had a bunch of your guys on the show, but I also want to talk a little bit about transitioning out of the military and why you do what you do. So first, give me a little bit of background.
Well, for the longest time, I had a marketing company over 10 years, and I've been all over the country. I've had over 150 employees in 9 different states, and at one point, about 2.5 years ago, I just simply gave a call to my cousins, Tyler and Daniel, who own 9 Line Apparel, and just congratulate them. They started out of a garage and moved that into a very succcel company.
Yeah, Danny's been killing it.
Yeah, awesome. Absolutely. And we talked a little bit about direct face-to-face contact, and they expressed that they were only an internet-based company. So I threw together some stuff to put together a direct marketing concept, face-to-face. From there, I slowly started to realize, how horrible things are with veteran unemployment. And it kind of lit a fire under my ass about wanting to try to make a change. So I kind of had to make a decision between a company that I had for 10 years, and I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in. But I know it's kind of like dating 2 people at once. You can't do it. Right. So I had to make a decision. So I shut down that entire company, to start up this whole concept with nothing but a couple t-shirts and a couple ideas and, kind of a heavy heart, So we started off doing the promotions for them. We quickly were able to employ, a bunch of veterans. And then from there, it spawned into, wanting to help other veteran-owned companies to help to grow so that they can employ more veterans themselves. From there, I wanted to be able to do something on a local level, our own cause, something that we can be proud of and contribute straight to. So we started our service dog program, which is Operation Companion, which is through a nonprofit profit out of Texas called TADSA, which is Train a Dog, Save a Warrior. So we're doing a great job with that. This year we'll provide funding for over 10 service teams between the dogs and obviously the veterans and things like that. Now we're up to over 40 employees. We employ over 18 veterans. The sky is the limit. So, 2019, we're looking to put the pedal to the metal.
What's been really cool about watching your company blossom over the last couple of years is that as the 9 Line brand has sort of petered out over here, your brand and the Soldier Solutions brand has really blown up. And in watching that happen, I've seen, just how many men and women you've been able to help successfully transition back into civilian life. Talk to me about how rewarding that's been.
Well, I think the biggest thing that a lot of people don't realize, and myself included until I got involved in this, is that when somebody gets out of the military, they kind of feel like they've lost their purpose or their direction. And, there's guys that have spent so much time in the military that, they don't really know how to go about, or they've forgotten how to go about living everyday life. So when I get a guy, that comes in and is literally on the verge of complete depression and doesn't know exactly what he wants to do with his life, and then teaching that guy how to make money. You hear all the time, instead of giving a guy a fish, teach him to fish. And, I'm teaching these guys to fish, everything from how to go out there and how to, do the promotions properly and how to create consistency, all the way down to how do I manage my finances? How can I, get myself out of a certain situation and create a better situation? And explaining to them that your work ethic directly reflects your lifestyle. Yep. So, when I have guys that come to me all excited and say, I just bought an apartment overlooking a pool for me and my daughter, when that guy was stuck in a situation prior because he couldn't afford it. Or someone that rolls in a brand new car, and they don't have to worry about breaking down on the side of the highway. I mean, it is such a great feeling for me to indirectly give back to these guys that have sacrificed everything, and watching them, build a lifestyle that they deserve, and most importantly, that they can be proud of. Which is in turn redefining that purpose that they lost in the first place.
No doubt.
So,
now, speaking of being proud, I've watched Danny start another company, and I understand you've got some of the products. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, he's got Georgia Atlanta cattle. The thing I love about Danny is that he's such a go-getter. He's an idea man. And, one thing that has always separated him from anyone else that I've worked with is his personality, his relatability to his customer base and things like that. So he went from 9-Line Apparel, didn't skip a beat, went straight into Georgia Atlanta Cattle, which they do everything from coffee and hot sauce and T-shirts and, you name it, everything, straight out of Georgia. And it's blowing up. And we have been able to help them to be able to put those on our tables at our events. Right now we're their #1 distributor in the country, but they've gotten to Bed Bath & Beyond. So the guy's really hitting it great, and it's really great to see.
It was so cool to watch him take 9-Line, blow the company up, and then now launch this new company that, and I'll never forget the first time he gave me that hot sauce. Was it Major Merritt's
Burn Your Ass a Little.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Well, brother, thank you so much for all you're doing to support the men and women who serve
Absolutely.
and protect.
Cheers, man.
How can people learn more?
Well, actually, you can go on our Facebook and Soldier Solutions LLC. You can go to soldiersolutionsllc.com. We actually have our online store now, which is readily available. And you can check us on Instagram and also some Twitter as well. So go on there, like and share our pages. And, hopefully this time next year, we're looking at getting a new building.
Awesome. Guys, thanks for hitting that share button. Thanks for watching. God bless America.